Hey guys, I'm Dustin. I have nearly 20 years experience in the bike and e-bike industry, and today I'm going to tell you everything you must know about electric beach cruiser bikes. Stick around. All right, so today I'm going to tell you everything you must know about electric beach cruiser bikes, but before I do, hit that subscribe button below. Stay in touch with us here at 630. Be the first to know about all the new content we're putting out, new products, and of course, giveaways for bikes, e-bikes, and accessories. All right, you're looking for an electric beach cruiser bike. I don't blame you. They're so stylish. They're so fun. I have an example of one right here. Beach cruisers date back to like the 40s, the 50s. They were really a popular style of bike then, and they still are today. They offer something a little more stylish, a little more elegant. Now, this is our step-through model here. But one thing I'll talk about also is there's different styles of electric beach cruiser bikes. But you're probably looking for more of a cruiser type electric bike, something that's going to be comfortable as well. Let me get into and tell you everything you must know about electric beach cruiser bikes. Okay, so number one, what's going to really make an electric beach cruiser be a cruiser bike? Well, one thing I can talk to you about is it's going to share the same qualities really of a standard beach cruiser bike. One feature is going to be a wider tire. Typically beach cruisers are going to have, or most beach cruisers are going to have a tire no less than say 2 inches. These are 2.125 inch front and rear. It's going to give that balloon tire effect. And what that's going to do is give that cushy feel when you ride. This is going to absorb a lot of the vibrations, the bumps, and just make a more comfortable feel for the rider. Now you've got a little more tire contacting the ground than say a thinner tire, which is also going to be good for balancing. Now you're going to have a wider tire, thinner tire is going to be much narrower. What I've seen recently is you also see electric beach cruiser bikes with fat tires. So you can see them up to 3 inches, or 4 inches is about the biggest I've seen. So electric cruiser bikes can range in tire from about 2 inches to 4 inches. Really just depends on what you want it for. The 4-inch fat tire, a lot of people have turned to that because they like it. From a practicality standpoint, it's really gonna drain your battery a lot faster because you're gonna have more rubber. It's gonna be more work for the motor. My suggestion is unless you're gonna be going off-road on some trails that have a lot of debris, things like that, the 4-inch tire in my mind is a little bit overkill. A 2-inch, 2.125 inch is still gonna give you that cush feeling, but it's gonna allow the battery to last longer, and the wheels are gonna roll easier as well. So you're gonna drain less output. The other thing too is if you're gonna be pedaling it all on your own power, the 4-inch tire is gonna be much harder for you to generate the power you need to get the bike moving, because now you're moving a lot more tire, a lot heavier tire. And don't forget that not only are you switching out the tire, but with those 4-inch ones, it's the rim as well. Now we do make an electric beach cruiser with fat tires, and I think it's great if you like that style. I'm just saying, generally speaking, it's impractical in certain situations. So just think about what's best for you and where you're gonna ride it. Okay, the other thing that makes up a beach cruiser is really some kind of swooping frame. Now this is our very low step-through beach cruiser bike, but there's other models that come a little bit less low that we have as well. We have an around-the-block beach cruiser bike. That's an e-bike, and that one has a traditional frame right here. There's different styles and looks, but typically there's going to be some kind of nice curving frame. Other styles of bikes are more straight lines. Cruiser bike's going to have more of a curving frame, more elegant, a little more design friendly in my opinion. So this is, again, one style, but again, you can look out, there's other styles. Check out our website too. We have our Every Journey and our Around the Block, which are both cruiser bike e-bikes. Now, the other thing when you're talking about electric beach cruiser bikes, in my mind, is two things. One, some sort of swooping handlebar, bigger, wider cruiser bars that come into your body a little bit more. A traditional mountain bike or straight bar road bike handlebar is going to be here, right? They're not going to curve like this. And it's just because it's designed more for comfort. And you can see right here as I sit, keeps the rider in an ergonomic riding position, back upright. It's a relaxed ride. That's truly one of the biggest advantages of a beach cruiser bike frame is the ergonomic upright riding position. It's easy on your back, it's easy on your shoulders, and it just allows riders to ride, longer distances. In addition, the seat, and you can see here is we've got the oversized cruiser saddle. When you talk about cruiser bikes, you talk about an oversized seat, right? Something that's comfortable, that's wider. At 630, we believe in this because we think your butt comfort is one of the most important things, especially on an e-bike, because you're gonna be out riding longer distances. So you want that seat to be ultra comfortable as you're out there. So you wanna look for that, right? I see a lot of e-bikes that come with these narrower seats. I mean, in my opinion, they're not gonna be comfortable for longer rides. You may develop and get accustomed to it over time, but if you're looking for a true cruiser bike style, it's gonna be an oversized saddle here. In addition to that, I would just say also, typically cruiser bikes are more fun, more poppy colors, and that's not always true, but at 630, that's what we believe in, right? We want our cruisers to have those fun designs, something different, right? It's not as serious as a mountain bike or some kind of commuter bike, things like that. It's about these fun colorways. This is our navy, but you can check out our website. We have colors like mint green, coral, cream, teal, gray and orange combination, just different combinations, right? Something that in the e-bike space is going to stand out, look different, and from a design standpoint, just have more fun and more appeal. Now, one thing I want to dispel about a cruiser bike that's an e-bike is if you can or can't ride it certain distances. I know a lot of people, when they think about beach cruisers and cruiser bikes, they think, oh, okay, well, that's not going to be good for 20 miles. Not true at all. Really, when you talk about cruiser bikes, you talk about the things that I just said, right? Comfort, riding position, style, the swooping frame. That doesn't mean you can't ride it 20, 25 miles, because nowadays, cruisers are not just single speed bikes. As an example, this is a 7-speed. We also make 21-speed non-electric, but this is a 7-speed derailleur on here for this e-bike. So this is equally as good to ride 20 miles as any other e-bike. Especially now, you're gonna have the same motor on this that you would have on a lot of different other e-bikes. So it's not like one is gonna be, better than the other, especially if the specs of the electrical components are the same. It just comes down to what look do you want? What riding position do you want? What feel do you want, right? And then lastly, it ties right in, is consider the motor. This is a 500 watt rear hub motor. This is gonna get you up to 20 miles an hour by just using the throttle alone. Forgot that I turned it on there. You can see that it works. And 28 miles an hour in pedal assist. So that's important to think about, is with the motor being 500 watts on a beach cruiser or the motor being 500 watts on a commuter, top speeds are gonna be the same, right? So again, it's just about style, riding position. I'll just reiterate that again. It's unless, again, there's other, mountain bikes that are gonna have more powerful components, but if you're looking at the same wattage, you can get the same sort of power on an electric beach cruiser that you can get on an electric commuter, on an electric hybrid, things like that. Also, you can see we have disc brakes front and rear. So if you're looking for a e-bike, cruiser bike, just know that they're going to be spec'd safely and equally to any other e-bike on the market. That's why I'm pointing out we have disc brakes on here. All of our beach cruisers that are e-bikes have disc brakes on them. I just think, again, when you talked about cruiser bikes in the standard bike category, there's this myth that the specs are always gonna be down-spec'd, or you can't get the gears, or maybe you'd have lower end brakes. Not true in the e-bike category at all. So if you really, really have your eye on a beach cruiser e-bike, just keep that in mind. Lastly, I'll just say, as I've said before, but all these components, this is also an aluminum frame, so it's fairly light for an e-bike. Again, all e-bikes are still gonna have the weight of the battery, about 8 pounds, which you can remove. But again, spec'd just the same as other e-bikes, performs just as well, and really, really comfortable. I love electric beach cruisers because it brings the old style, traditional style into the new by putting the motor onto it. So if you have any other questions at all about electric cruiser bikes, please comment below or email us, the team at sixthreezero.com, or call us 310-982-2877. And if you're in the market for an electric beach cruiser bike, go to our website, sixthreezero.com. You can check out our simple step-through e-bike, which is on there, or our other models. Or if you don't know what's right for you, take our proprietary body fit quiz, answer a few questions about your body and your life, and under 2 minutes, we'll recommend the perfect e-bike for you. And we have a 30-day test ride your e-bike policy. If you don't love it in 30 days, send it back, no questions asked, no money out of your pocket. And lastly, join our community before you purchase, our Facebook Peddlers group, and download our app. 2 great places to connect with riders in advance of purchasing, ask them questions, see how many miles they're logging on the app so you can get comfortable with an e-bike in advance of purchasing. Then once you've purchased, it's so much fun in our community. Track your rides on the app, compete on the leaderboard, and make new friends in the Peddlers group. Thank you for sticking around, and don't forget, it's your journey, your experience. Enjoy the ride.